And welcome back to another video, and today I'm joined by Lorraine, former Ebbsfleet United captain and player. Welcome, thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Nathan.
And leave a like down below if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new, and let's get into it. First question, what would you say the best stadium you've played at?
Best stadium, probably the Den. When I was at Wimbledon, we played Mill in the first round of the FA Cup.
Yep.
It was, my dad supports Mill, so it was
decent.
A big crowd there. I think it was the biggest crowd since 2009, and it was 4-1. We lost, but it was a memorable game, yeah.
Right. Carrying on from that, best manager you've played under?
I've learned a lot from all managers, how to deal with players, but football-wise, Liam Daish.
Yep.
And because he was obviously a former very, very good centre-half.
Yep. And
maybe I didn't appreciate it as much as at the time, but now what I offer a lot of young footballers coming through is what Liam Daish taught me. So I'd say Liam Daish.
Right, fair enough. Bit of a harder question, but what was it like playing for Ebbsfleet during sort of financial worries and stuff like that?
You know what? I thoroughly enjoyed playing for Ebbsfleet.
Yep.
So there's no negative experiences from my time there.
Yep.
I thoroughly enjoyed the ups and downs, and you know, I think we got relegated in that season from the conference. But you know, you learn a lot about yourself, and I enjoyed it. So you know, as I've said in previous interviews, you know, if Ebbsfleet had the money to pay me, they would have. Unfortunately, they didn't have it at the time. And then obviously the new owners come in, and thankfully actually the new owners reimbursed us the money we was owed, which was a great touch as well. Yeah.
All right. So, if you could give yourself any advice if you were starting out now, what would you give yourself a bit of advice?
Yeah, the advice would be I'd definitely be a little bit more proactive.
Yeah.
With kind of, you know, a lot of players, they ring up managers and they get trolls somewhere, and I never ever done that. I always, you know, got a phone call to say, can you come and play for us, which I did do. But maybe I might have, you know, I was offered to go on trials at places in the league, and, you know, I had children and a mortgage to pay for, so I couldn't really press the gamble button and go for those trials. So I had to kind of stick with a solid offer. But maybe I should have given it a go and gone on trial, because I played in the conference for 5 years and I couldn't really break into League 2 or League 1. So I do have, you know, I don't have regrets, but I would have liked to try to pit my wits against those kind of players. I have done in the FA Cup rounds, but not on a consistent basis.
All right, a bit more of a happier question, but what would you say your best moment as a player was?
Best moment of a player was when Callum Willock scored that winning goal in the Farnborough final. Because we went 3-0 up, and they come back to 3-2. And then we was on the ropes a little bit, and when we're looking around at Craig Stone, who was my right back, and he looked white as a sheet. And obviously he said, "Look, Paul, my legs are going." And I'm like, obviously I'm captain, so I've got to kind of lead those guys. But you know, even myself, I'm thinking, what's going on here? We've been in control for the vast majority of the game, and now we're collapsing a little bit. So when Callum Willock scored that fourth goal, it was almost better than the final whistle, because it was 2 celebrations. It was like he just sealed it for us, and that was probably by far my favourite moment. And knowing that, you know, being captain of the team, and you're going to be the one that to lift that trophy first and foremost, with all your family there and your teammates there, and the teammates were, by the way, were unbelievable guys. It's very supportive. It was fantastic.
Right. What would you say your best Ebbsfleet story we'd have?
Wow. Ebbsfleet story. Something from the year we got relegated, when we from the conference, when we had the likes of Patrick Ada, Phil Walsh, Moses Ashikodi, Nathan Elder. You know, it was never ever a dull moment. You know, I individually got on well with all of them, and actually that season we had real aspirations of doing well. I mean, we signed some good quality players, and we were a massive outfit, i.e. physically strong. So we thought we was going to steamroll teams, but for some reason it didn't work, and we got sucked into that relegation battle, and then we kept getting obviously loanee players in, you know, which didn't work, and that's when the financial kind of times hit us, and it was a tough period. So, but probably I can't really say on camera some of the stories that went on, but they were interesting. We had some interesting characters.
Right. Do you have any connections with Ebbsfleet today? I saw you went down. I know you friends with Darren McMahon or anything. Got any connections there still?
You know what? I live in Westmoreland.
Yeah.
Ebbsfleet train in Westmoreland. So I had a knee operation in the summer, just a little clean up, and I asked Darren if I could use the physios down there, Jamie, and he was as good as gold, Darryl. So I went in and I went on and watched the first team train, which was lovely because I still know so many players down there. Kedwell and I think Yaddo was there, and Rancy. You know, and in fact the new boys were very nice as well. So he's definitely got a nice bunch of you know, obviously talented footballers, but actually the group, like the Kenny Clarks, they seem like real nice guys. So he's doing a good job down there. Yeah.
So do you think Ebbsfleet will get playoffs this season?
I've got so much on my plate with kind of the other bits and pieces I'm going on. I haven't really studied the form guide or the table. I don't really know. I know I read the bits on the Kent Online, which keep me up to date, but I don't really know how many games in hand they've got and things like that. So
fair enough.
You know, I hope they do. Ebbsfleet is a club I support, and you know, I've got massive links in the Gravesend area, and Gravesend's brought an awful lot to me. So that's you know, I've got a lot of time for Ebbsfleet.
All right, best player you've played with?
Best player that I played with Ebbsfleet?
Just generally.
At Ebbsfleet, the best player that I played with was probably Clint Easton.
Yep.
Because he was a left-footed centre back, I was right-sided centre half, and that combination worked unbelievably well. I was more of the aggressor, heading, cleaning, leading, and he was a very talented footballer with the ball at his feet. But also he could do the other side of it as well, and he was a big character in the change room. Clint, very funny guy, and. So for a centre back pairing, he was my favourite at Ebbsfleet. You know, throughout my career, I can't give you an answer for that, if I'm honest with you. Alex Ravel, who went on to have a good career, was together at Braintree. Maybe he done well. He was at Braintree, come out of there, a good league career. So maybe someone like himself. And it's nice to see players coming out of non-league going in, because it's hard to come out of non-league. And have a career in the league. I mean, so fair play to him, for the likes of him and Kedwell. He'd done the same. He started. I used to play against him when we were kids at 17, 18 at Fisher, and I think he was at Dartford and Lordswood. You know, and he earned his stripes playing for Grays and things like that. And then he went into the league. So you know, credit to where credit's due. They've done well.
Right. So the switch side to that, best player you played against.
Pre-season friendlies, when you play the likes of Tottenham and like Scott Parker, and you know, they're one-off games. You know, I used to, in the conference, I used to have a good battle with a few big centre forwards. There was one at Rushden and Diamonds at Rankin. I always knew. So there's a few strikers that I knew I had to be on the top of my game to come out on top. You know, whereas others, you know, you could just play your normal game, but there's some games that you turned up and you was like, if I don't come on point here, I'm going to come unstuck. You know what I mean? So there's that Rankin. He was a big, powerful target man. And he gave me 6 stitches in this eye, by the way. You know, it was hammer and tong all game. So players like that probably. Right.
Final question: are you subscribed to Nathan Holt?
Now I am.
And cheers for coming on. Big thanks Paul for coming. It's much appreciated. And cheers. Make sure you leave a like down below and subscribe as well.
Thank you, Nathan.